You know, linens are another really big part of event decor today. You know, the day of a white tablecloth or an ivory tablecloth is really done. Color is very important because remember, when we do colorful tablecloths or tablecloths that have a lot of texture, you've done so much for the room before I even bring one flower into the space. For instance, let's say that our WFMJ bride, the girls' dresses might be in a shade of purple or plum or periwinkle. Maybe doing a linen like this. This is a beautiful Dupioni silk linen. It's what they call crinkle. And if you notice, it has like a bluish cast, but inside of the threading, there's definitely a purple. So it's giving us texture. It's giving us two different shades of color that kind of work together. The last thing I would want to do is match the tablecloth to the bridesmaids' dresses. Anything too matchy-matchy like that, I think really isn't the way to go. It looks like we're trying to make everything very JCPenney-ish. So what I would do is possibly this on half the tables. I like mixing up the linen like I do centerpieces. So we're going to jump over to this table. This is just a very traditional lilac lavender satin tablecloth, which is beautiful, maybe a little bit boring. Although keep in mind, a satin tablecloth also gives you texture because it is simple and clean because you're mixing it up with so much texture there. But possibly, let me bring one of these down, possibly adding something, another little flair. Remember, green is a neutral. So adding green to your design is adding color without it being too much color. So by adding this beautiful sheer lattice overlay on top of the lavender, you're still getting that lavender look. It's working beautifully with the texture of the periwinkle and the purple here. So these two would be really quite beautiful together. I would probably keep the napkin very simple here. Maybe a white or an ivory, depending on which color you're going with in the bridesmaids' dresses or even the bride's gown, and what chairs you're using also. One of the great things that I love about texture and about linens when you're dealing with enhancing a room is the specialty tables. For instance, your bridal table, your sweetheart table, your cake table. Whenever we do something for those kind of tables, I like to jazz it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take that off. I want to show you something that I think would look really great with these two linens. This is another crinkle cloth, the same style as this purple blue one. It's in an apple green. So let's say we were to do something like this on our bridal table or our sweetheart for just the bride and groom, and then punch it up a little bit more with this linen. This is brand new. I just love it. Look how great this is. Now, would we want to do these on all of our tables? Probably not, because it might be too much for the room. But on half our tables or our specialty tables, this would really be beautiful. So when we find out what our centerpiece is for WFMJ Wedding that you have chosen, then I step back and think, if this is the centerpiece they've chosen, how am I going to work the linens in? So I kind of do that after you guys decide on what the centerpiece is. So we'll see.